Welcome to the Z Files. You're Zooming with Ellie Crystal from crystallinks.com. Today is June 21st, 2021, and we're talking about the summer romance, quote unquote. Is the summer romance something that's meant to start now, or maybe even in May, and go for a period of months and end in the fall when reality kicks in? Because summers are romantic. You get dressed up nice, you look nice, you feel good. Maybe you've worked out, so you feel toned, and you're just out there, doing your best to meet somebody and to have something either meaningful or just a fling. That's whatever it is. Not everybody gets what they want. Most people tell me, of my clients that I read, they tell me, I really want someone who's going to stay around. And that's great. A summer romance can be filled with vacations and trips and parties and things like that. And yes, it can continue and that person can stay, but it can also be where, this is from experience with clients, where a couple get together, they believe this is it, you're the person I've been looking for my whole life, I want to be with you, this is it. And then all of a sudden reality kicks in for one or the other, and that person just wakes up and goes, I don't want to get married. Marriage? No, I'm not ready for that. I don't want that responsibility. I'm scared. Or I just don't want a girlfriend, or I'm being transferred for my job, or an old girlfriend has come back, or a whole bunch of other things, or I'm still not over COVID and I'm still concerned with too many other things. And then you get into all the issues of why relationships fall apart. It's the same old recycled stuff, but with a new twist on it. When you meet someone now, and a lot of people do, because the heart is open and people just, they want to connect. They want to say, this is my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whoever, straight, gay, whatever your story is. When you meet that person, you should enjoy it, but you should go in with realistic expectations. If the person parties too hard, that's not a person who's going to stay around. And don't think you're going to change somebody, because you're not. You're really not. Maybe to you, you think, oh, my beauty and my body and my everything is going to make that person turn around. No. If the person you meet who you think is going to stay is not responsive in the same way, like you say, how do you see your future and all of this thing? And they're like, I don't know. You have to watch for the signs. That person is not ready for the same thing as you. I know some people fall hard. I'm in love, I'm in hormones, I'm in everything, and this is it for me. There is no such thing as this is it for me that just happens in a summer romance. Love takes time, patience, commitment, responsibility, and a lot of things that people coming out of COVID really aren't ready to give. It's just, it's not their time for it. Maybe they'll be that in that space in 5 years from now. Maybe they just got divorced and they just want to have a nice relationship. That's what most people want. They want someone they can communicate with. Communication levels are so broken now that, guys tell me the same thing as girls. They want someone they could enjoy their company. They can have some fun. They can, if they're into sports together or traveling together or whatever they do together, read the same books. It's the same thing that's always been out there, but COVID has made people a little leery, a little shy, definitely suffering from panic and anxiety. And if someone's in that space, they're really not in a space where they're open for a relationship. It's just not going to work. It's going to be very, very difficult to find someone who wants to commit to something when they're dealing with emotional problems. You have to look at it logically. And I know when the heart jumps in and the hormones are there and all this other stuff, you're not going to look at anything logically, but you do have to look at it logically. And you do have to say, if you want this relationship to continue, I need all the facts. I need all the facts about this person, not later, but we're growing together. and I really want to know what they're like. I want to see their good sides, their bad sides. I want to know things about their family, even if they won't introduce me to their family. Does the family have alcoholism, mental illness, whatever, no ability in the family for anyone to stay in a relationship? Because there's nothing wrong, there's nothing worse, not wrong, there's nothing worse than convincing yourself that someone's the right person for you and it turns out they're not. So you got to go in carefully. As far as the sex goes, two people meet, they're careful, they're cautious with their birth control and all of that, then go for it. I don't have issues with birth control. You know, I don't have issues with people falling in love and having a nice fling or whatever, as long as everybody's right up front. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. So there's, you know, and I know, and everyone else knows, there's a lot of pitfalls to relationships. Don't buy into what the person you meet this summer is telling you, because it's probably in the moment. And you have to know the difference between, yes, this is what he or she is telling me in the moment versus what's going to be in 6 months, a year, 2 years. So tread very lightly with your heart, okay? Have all the fun you want, go out, date, meet somebody. There's so much to do in the summer, so much more than in the winter. Enjoy yourself, see what you have in common. I'll tell you one thing that clients are telling me now, that they have been dating someone for 6 months, maybe even a year, and they've never met their friends, which either means the person isn't capable of having friends, that's not good, you know, or the person's friends don't exist, or they don't want to introduce you for some reason. So there's a lot of questions. It's hard. Relationships are not easy, they're hard. So if you meet someone this summer and you want to enjoy it, decide, is this going to be a summer romance, or if it's going to be longer and more, and maybe for the long term, if such a thing exists anymore, then you got to ask a lot of questions, and you really have to go slowly. Don't move in with somebody right away. And certainly if you're living alone and you're independent and someone just, you know, you get together, everything seems to be working well, don't let them move in with you. Let them be in their own space. Take your time, because sometimes you move somebody into your home and then it turns out that that person can't afford to live. And that is drama central, okay? Take in someone to live if you really think there's prospects for a future. You think that that person, if it doesn't work out for whatever the reason, that person will leave and can afford to leave. Okay, so that's okay. Check all the boxes and make sure, okay, this is someone I want to spend more time with, but go slowly. I have spent 35 years talking to couples who just thought this is it and it didn't work out. The divorces, I could be a divorce lawyer. There's so many scenarios. I've heard them all. I offer my best suggestion. And there's a lot of things out there. If you're experiencing now and you're falling in love, let's say you've always lived a straight life and suddenly you realize, you know what, I really want to try the gay life. I'd like to date someone of the same sex. Go slowly and carefully with that also, okay? It may just be this one person who has come into your life and there's some sort of karmic something that you say, wow, this person is it. This is what I've always been looking for. And then when it doesn't work out, you realize, no, I really was never gay. Or maybe I'm bisexual. I don't know, so many terms now. But I really want to go back to, say it was in my case, I really want to go back to guys again. You know, I had this one attraction with one person because of the karma involved. So think everything through with your head, a little bit with the heart. You got to put the heart in there. You really want to experience what's going on, but also be cautious and careful and know yourself. And if you're not sure if it's going to work out, you could see a psychic and find out more. You can see a therapist to find out, why do I keep picking all the losers, all the guys who have so many issues and no money and no career and they're depressed? Why Why do I keep picking these guys? Okay, that's something you could ask yourself. But for this summer, it's the summer after COVID, okay? And people do want to get out. As I mentioned in a blog last week, they're wearing orange. Orange has to do with harmony, balance, but also sexuality. Sexuality was very strained during COVID when people could not get out, and people who just loved the hookup, they couldn't do it because it's like, no, no, no fist bumps, no huggings, no nothing. So now we come out into, I believe this is a different reality or a reset from an old reality where we have to see what's going on in a world that where people are losing it. They are losing it. It's not your imagination that they are. So if you want to fall in love and you want to make any kind of commitment with anyone, please take your time. Don't rush into anything. If you think, well, it's my biological clock, Ellie, so, come on, I'm 38 now, and, blah, 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 blah. Then you're left raising a child because the father who made this child is gone. And he's not giving you money. Or maybe you have to take him to court back and forth, or maybe life just becomes too complicated. Do everything carefully. Definitely use birth control, even though people haven't hooked up maybe for a while. There's still social diseases out there. There's still other things that you used to consider before. Take your time. Make your summer romance something passionate. I'm a big romantic, so I believe in passion. Make it passionate, make it loving, make it honest, not just the partner, but you with yourself. Okay, just make it something that you say, I always knew this person really wasn't cut out for it. We had a great time. And when it's time to end, it ends. People are getting better at that, by the way, because they see how broken everything in the world is. But let's look for a summer romance. Go out there if you're so, thinking about it, and just see who's out there, what's out there, and find yourself a summer romance. Your sexuality, just some people like to hook up right away. Some people like to wait a few dates. Everybody's different. There's just different things that people follow, certain rules, certain expectations. Remember, keep in mind, relationships are very difficult. You can have an astrologer do your love signs. Okay, I'm not an astrologer. I can give you a straight up psychic reading and tell you where it's going, but you can have your astrology charts done, comparison charts, like one's an Aquarius, one's a Cancer. Oh, not the best combination, okay? They'll tell you stuff. We may even be able to do that online yourself. There's a lot of things you can look at. Like if you can do your numerology, you can say, well, I'm in a 9-year. That you have to figure that out. And 9 years the end of the cycle. So anybody I meet isn't going to stay. And that always works. If you meet someone in your numerological 9-year, it's not going to last. Or the other person is in their 9-year, not going to last. If it's a long distance relationship, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to last. And when I tell clients that, they're like, oh, no, no, no. We planned this, we planned that. Underneath it all, no, the expense of it, the travel, the having to schedule everything around it. It's like you want someone who is within a drive. Okay, even if it's an hour and a half, an hour, you want someone who you can call up and say, hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to go out? You want to watch fireworks? You want to do something special? You want to go fishing in the dark? You want to watch a full moon? That's very romantic. All these romantic things, make some s'mores over a fire. You want the person close enough so if you both have the time and the feeling to do it, you can get together to do it. So there's a lot of factors you have to consider in your summer romance, but I hope you find somebody, no matter how long it lasts. I hope you find them. I hope you enjoy them. I hope that, and pictures, don't forget the pictures. And you know what? If it doesn't work out and you get all snarky and mad at the person, whatever, don't just delete the pictures, just put them somewhere else. You may want to look at them again later on, or you may just, I don't know, it never hurts to have a picture or two that shows you how you looked, how you felt, how you emoted when you were in love with whoever, if let's say I met someone now and it was wonderful, and man, do you glow when you're in love, and you're just like, oh, it's just a certain energy. And you want to know what you look like when you were with that person, how it felt. So, because we do know that reality is a moment and reality is an emotion. So keep a few pictures. It's not a big deal to snap one or two, or have someone take a picture of the two of you, or a nice little selfie. This is me and so, here we were climbing a mountain together. Try to have a little fun this summer, because the summer is showing itself to have terrible climate changes. I'm not going into that. It's showing itself to have a lot of pitfalls with health. And I don't even just mean COVID. There's so many things that are out there that would take another blog. Go out, make your summer romance in some way meaningful to you. Do the astrology, do the numerology, do the psychic reading, or just go out and feel. And if you want the man who understands that you're spiritual, if that's who you are, like I have a spiritual path and a spiritual journey, and you want to talk about it, and he doesn't or she doesn't, then that's not the right person for you, even in the moment. So happy summer romance. And on that note, I will be back. Thank you for listening, and good luck.